Good afternoon to our fellow lecturers and students. We are Group 3 in Unit F and we'll start with our presentation with our Task 1 report, which is the site drawings. So for the aim of this report, we actually crafted this report to help us on our needs of understanding the site. So instead of like having going back and forth with the Google Map or doing continuously research, we actually crafted this whole journey of walkthrough to the site with additional drawings that back up on understanding the committee around the site. So actually we did a microsite which the study coverage of expanding across the river, better understanding on the relation between both settlements, road access study and town planning. So you can see here that we did a drawing based on from the Google Maps. And we actually did the 3D analysis by doing area distribution. So we actually split into parcels that everyone in the group actually helped to manage the 3D and study of the area. So you can see we did overall site which is with the contour as well. So you can see that everyone can be benefited from using this model with the building component studies here. So and here we actually did a zoom into the site A and site B since we're mainly focusing on two sites. Having here that we actually created components that we find it's very important to know within the area. So you can see we actually did these three bridges like the metal bridge, concrete bridge, hanging bridge that we have found in the area, and this is the cemetery. And you can see here that there's a lot of like Sungai Lembing Food Resort, Hakka Association, a lot of like religious components, which is the temple, the masjid, and there's school sports centers as well. Having here, this is the side A drawing and side B drawing, where you can see side B has a lot of contour on it, while side A is more flat, where the topography of the contour goes down to the side A. Here you can see we did like sections that can help with our understanding of the landscape. And we actually did a systematic layout that we go through by parcel, like area 1, parcel 1. So you can see we start off with the road view, where you can go through narrating where is where, which is which, and which area is from which area. And then we study the small detail components of each building, and we created each on their own that has a different types of language. So in case that you wanted to know the typologies or the different languages of the movement of a house, you can see it's all in here. And having creating an elevation view where it helps us to study the height of the building and the topography as well. So actually for all the report we actually did it in a repetitive format. So if so we will actually send this to everyone in the group. So yeah, and I think feel free to look through when you're free, and it will definitely be a help to everyone in the class. And I think I'll conclude for this presentation for our report 1. So here is our task 2 report, which is the sectional drawing. So we actually our group, we are tasked to do the study of the community across the river. So we actually cut into 4 sections, which it will help us to ideation with our ideation and ideation extraction later on. So this is our 4 ideation extractions from studying the site itself. So which is the first is the tourism, second is the religion, third is the natural landscape, and fourth is the human behavior and local culture. So we actually studied and analyzed that. What we actually asked this question on what do we think that influenced the community across the river. So this is what we came up with. So this is the 4 main collages that we have done that is our initial start of our ideation extraction. So moving on into these collages of the sectional cut. So each sectional cut has its own narrative whereby uh, they both reflect each other. So for the tourist collage, the we did we did a sectional cut that represents each buildings that is tourism related across that is across the river, and also that these two collages actually reflect each other in the way that the old community would love to visit this place, as for now the modern day society would often visit KL City, which is left this is neglected and abandoned. So having the second one is the religion. So you can see here there we have listed out like religion hotspots here, or like the community as well. So having this collage explains that the community back in the old days, they would often like to worship through going to the church, temple, or mosque. As of now, during COVID season, most of them will be doing virtual religious activities instead of going back to these centers. So the third one is the natural landscape. So the natural landscape is one of the famous icons of uh, in Sungai Lembing. So we actually mapped it out like the natural hiking, off-road, sunrise, and Sungai Lembing. So this sectional cut actually narrates that whole natural landscape. So having this creating this narrative, so you can see here that the beauty of the natural landscape is shown. As of now, like here is that the modern era, we will only love to hope that the community would not be able to demolish or develop while destroying the natural landscape, instead of how they can protect it. And the fourth one is the cultural lifestyle on or human behavior of the community across the river. So you can see here that this sectional cut mapped out those famous hotspot for these communities that will often enjoy or stay. And as you can see, the collage above narrates that the communities would love to stay in tea shops or have their own breakfast and have like a chit chat with their friends. As of now, as our modern day society, we would more we would crave for more fast food restaurants or cafes instead of going to or appreciate the local culture of our older generation. So moving on to the model. So here's the model. The narrative goes into four main components, which explain the story behind the collages. So the first one is the heart, the second is the flooding memories, third is back to the roots, and the fourth is the dead right. So the whole model emphasizes on creating a narrative where it shows the whole ambience, memories, and issues that can be found in Sungai Lembing. So having the heart is inspired by the journey. So having this narrative that Sungai Lembing has a rich culture and diversity where the communities share a harmony bond. Over the past few years, the harmony bond of the communities have built up the town as of now, which it can be seen by today, creating a place filled with the memories with the heart. So the next is the flooding memories. The communities of Sungai Lembing face a common issue that has happened over and over again for the past few years, which is the flood. The flooding period will often cause objects around the town to be afloat, which the communities would have a clear memory of the flooding memories. So back to the roots, so it represents the culture. So the village across the river in Sungai Lembing is famous for its rich Chinese culture, where the locals of the Chinese culture will often practice a lot of their cooking skills in their cozy wooden furniture that is traditionally self-mechanism, having each space that is planned based on their needs and wants, which will bring them back to the roots of their culture. So here is the death ride from the past, a sad historical past that has happened a lot during the old days of Sungai Lembing, where tin miners will often work hard on a sunny day in the deep tunnels. There would be accidents that will occur during the working days, and some accidents have caused deaths. After years of tin mining, eventually the tin mine business have shut down, causing lack of maintenance to the place. Left to be abandoned, the tin mine would be known as the death right to anyone who wished to explore the mines again. So for the golden era, Sungai Lembing is well known for their tin mining activities, which create a lot of opportunities for people to come to Sungai Lembing to work as a tin miner. Back in the old days, the people will often migrate to Sungai Lembing and start with their lives, as it was known as the golden era of the tin mining period. So here you can see the components that helps to narrate and create the whole narration of the 4 components. And that is all for our task 2 report. Moving on to our video.
出在南面啊，做喺南面啊，組織家庭喺南面，最後嗰點啊，重點啊，就是在裡面。
Looking through the entire journey of what was once a prosperous and golden town, remains since the British colonial period in Malaysia. Sungai Lembing resides around the vast natural resources. Various people began to move in search of a new chapter and live opportunities.
李永年，今年76岁，以前是采矿矿工。
Rich culture, diverse community, Sungai Lembing shared a harmonious environment, developing the town as of what we see today, creating a playful playground with numerous activities filled with numerous memories in the heart. However, as infrastructures and new developments expand, people forget to appreciate Mother Nature. Once a hidden gem began to drown in annual flash floods, playful and joyful memories now flood with floating furnitures and disarrayed structure. The town begins to lose its shine.
Weekdays is like a dead town. You know, you don't see that much activity weekdays. But weekends is a very alive town. So I think it's good if we have, the government do something to promote Sungai Lembing, to maintain Sungai Lembing as what we are, as what we were in the yesteryear.